Life doesn't reward comfort, it rewards effort. Every day you wake up, you're given a new chance, a fresh opportunity to grow, to learn, to improve. But that opportunity means nothing if you don't push yourself. Comfort kills progress, a truth most people ignore until it's too late. Comfort feels good in the moment. It's warm, familiar, and easy. But that's exactly why it's dangerous, because comfort doesn't challenge you. It doesn't force you to grow, to improve, or to become more. It convinces you to stay the same, to settle, to stop reaching. And when you stop reaching, you stop progressing. Think about the most successful people in the world, in business, fitness, creativity, leadership. None of them got there by staying comfortable. They embraced discomfort. They leaned into the grind. They chose to get up earlier, to train harder, to study longer, to take risks, because they understood one thing: growth is uncomfortable. It has to be. If it were easy, everyone would do it. Comfort is the enemy of ambition. It lures you in with pleasure and predictability, but it slowly strips you of your drive. It tells you you've done enough, when deep down you know you haven't even started. It whispers lies that you deserve to rest, even when you haven't earned anything yet. It feeds your ego and starves your potential. When you choose comfort, you're choosing to live below your potential. You're choosing mediocrity. You're telling yourself that who you are right now is enough, not because you truly believe it, but because you're afraid of what it takes to become more. Real growth demands sacrifice. It demands that you trade short-term ease for long-term reward. It demands that you show up even when you're tired, unmotivated, or afraid. The gym hurts, reading is boring, discipline is tough, starting a business is risky. But that's where the magic happens, in the struggle, because struggle builds strength. Resistance builds resilience. Pain builds character. Every time you push through the discomfort, you grow. And every time you choose to avoid it, you stay the same. Don't let comfort trap you. Don't let it rob you of your potential. If your life feels easy, predictable, and effortless, chances are you're not growing, you're coasting. And coasting always leads to regret. You don't want to wake up one day and realize you've spent your life avoiding challenges instead of conquering them. Progress requires pressure. It requires discomfort. It requires doing the hard things daily. So break the routine. Step into the unknown. Put yourself in situations where you're forced to adapt, to struggle, to evolve. That's how you separate yourself from the pack. That's how you build a life worth living. The truth is simple. If you want to grow, you must learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Consistency is more powerful than motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a mood. One day you wake up fired up, ready to take on the world. The next day, that fire is gone, and suddenly everything feels heavy. You wait for that same spark to return, but it doesn't, and that's the trap most people fall into. Waiting for motivation instead of building discipline through consistency. Motivation might get you started, but it will never carry you through. It's unreliable, it's emotional, it's based on how you feel in the moment, but success doesn't care about your feelings. Results don't come from how hyped up you are on a Monday morning. They come from showing up on the days you don't want to, the days you're tired, the days you're uninspired, the days you feel like quitting. That's where consistency wins. It turns actions into habits and habits into identity. It doesn't matter how intense you are for one day if you're inconsistent the rest of the week. One great workout doesn't make you fit. One productive day doesn't make you successful. Repetition does. Showing up over and over again, especially when it's hard, is what separates the average from the elite. Consistency creates momentum. It builds discipline. It wires your brain to follow through, regardless of emotion. When you commit to being consistent, you no longer negotiate with yourself. You don't wait to feel ready. You don't look for perfect conditions. You execute rain or shine, and the more you do it, the stronger your habits become. Think about anyone who's mastered a craft: athletes, artists, entrepreneurs. They didn't rely on motivation. They built routines. They created systems. They trained their minds and bodies to show up whether they felt like it or not. That's why they win. Because while others are waiting to feel motivated, they're putting in the work, stacking wins day after day. Consistency is also the great equalizer. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't need to have the best resources or background, but if you're consistent, you will outlast and outperform those who only act when they feel good. That's the power of showing up daily. Small efforts, compounded over time, create massive change. People often look for shortcuts, but the truth is, there are none. There's only the work, and the work has to be done regularly, not occasionally, not only when you're inspired, every single day. That's where real transformation lives, in the grind, in the boring, in the repetitive. And if you can learn to master that, you'll succeed in anything you commit to. So don't chase motivation. Build consistency. It's slow. It's not glamorous, but it's the only path that actually leads somewhere. Discipline creates freedom, a concept that seems contradictory on the surface, but holds deep truth. Most people associate freedom with doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But that kind of freedom often leads to chaos, regret, and stagnation. Real freedom comes from structure. It comes from control, and discipline is the tool that gives you both. When you lack discipline, your life is ruled by impulse. You eat what feels good, you spend without thinking, you skip workouts, you avoid responsibility. In the moment, it feels like freedom, you're doing what you want, but over time, the consequences pile up. Your body gets weak, your mind gets lazy, your finances suffer, your dreams fade. What felt like freedom turns into a prison built from your own lack of self-control. On the other hand, when you practice discipline, you gain power. You decide your habits, you choose your direction, you set goals and follow through. You say no to distractions so you can say yes to progress. You do the hard things today so life becomes easier tomorrow. That's real freedom, the freedom to live on your own terms, not just react to your emotions or circumstances. Discipline in your finances means freedom from debt, stress, and dependence. Discipline in your body means freedom from sickness, weakness, and insecurity. Discipline in your mind means freedom from fear, doubt, and procrastination. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over every area of your life. That control opens the doors to opportunities that lazy people never see. Freedom doesn't mean avoiding work. It means earning the right to choose how you live. Discipline is how you earn it. Waking up early, planning your day, showing up to train, reading, learning, working even when no one's watching, these things aren't restrictions. They're the path to freedom because they put you ahead. They separate you from the masses who are stuck waiting for life to get better on its own. The truth is, undisciplined people are slaves to their emotions. They only act when they feel like it. They're at the mercy of temptation, addiction, and comfort. But disciplined people act based on purpose, not feeling. They train their mind to obey their goals. They sacrifice what they want now for what they want most. And in doing so, they become unstoppable. When you master discipline, you no longer need external pressure. You don't need someone to hold your hand, you lead yourself. You become your own motivation, your own accountability, your own force of progress. That's when you truly become free, not just to exist, but to thrive. Discipline gives you that power. It gives you options, strength, clarity, and confidence. And those are the foundations of a truly free life. You are your only competition. In a world obsessed with comparison, this truth often gets buried beneath noise. People waste energy measuring themselves against others, their success, their lifestyle, their looks, their results. But the truth is, none of that matters. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you lose focus. You start chasing someone else's path instead of walking your own. You begin to question your progress, not because you're not growing, but because someone else appears to be ahead, but you have no idea what their journey is. You don't know their struggles, their sacrifices, or their timeline. And the moment you let comparison define your worth, you've already lost the race because you're running in the wrong lane. The real competition is internal. It's between your potential and your current effort. It's between your excuses and your execution. It's between the voice in your head that says, "I can't," and the one that says, "Try again." Every day, you're either winning or losing against yourself. That's the battle that matters. You are your only competition because you are the only one responsible for your life. No one else is accountable for your growth, your habits, your results. It's on you. If you succeed, it's because you earned it. If you fail, it's because you let yourself down. That level of accountability is powerful because it means you control the outcome. Focusing on your own growth allows you to build real progress. You can look at where you were a week ago, a month ago, a year ago and ask, am I better now? That's the metric that counts. Not followers, not money, not attention, but your own evolution. Did you level up? Did you work harder? Did you stay consistent? Did you show more discipline, more focus, more grit? The beauty of competing with yourself is that there's always room to improve. Pain is part of the process. It's the cost of growth, the price of progress, and the test of how badly you want it. Most people run from pain. They avoid discomfort, dodge hard work, and shy away from anything that feels too heavy. But the truth is, nothing worth having comes without struggle. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Every time you push beyond your limits, pain shows up. It shows up in the gym when your muscles burn. It shows up in late nights of sacrifice, in the quiet hours when no one is clapping for you, when doubt creeps in, when failure knocks you down. That pain is part of the journey. It's not there to stop you, it's there to shape you. You don't build strength without resistance. You don't build discipline without challenge. You don't build character without adversity. The pain you feel while chasing your goals is proof that you're in the fight. It's the fire that forges greatness, and the more you learn to embrace it instead of run from it, the more powerful you become. Too many people quit at the first sign of pain. They think it means something's wrong, that maybe this path isn't for them, that maybe they're not cut out for it. But pain doesn't mean stop, it means grow. It means you've stepped out of your comfort zone. It means you're doing something most people aren't willing to do. And that's exactly where transformation happens. Pain gives you perspective, it humbles you, it forces you to dig deeper, to find out who you really are when things aren't easy. Anyone can act strong when everything is going their way. But true strength shows up when the odds are against you, when life hits hard and you keep moving forward anyway. That's the pain that builds resilience. In every success story, there's a season of pain, one filled with sacrifices, setbacks, and sleepless nights. No shortcut can erase that. No handout can replace that. Pain is part of earning it, and the ones who embrace it, who don't flinch in the face of it, are the ones who rise. You have to change how you see pain. Instead of fearing it, respect it, learn from it, let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're chasing something real. Because the absence of pain doesn't mean progress, it often means you're playing it safe. The process will test you, it will demand more from you than you think you have, but on the other side of that pain is power. On the other side is growth, strength, confidence, and purpose. That's why the pain is worth it. It's not a punishment, it's a signal, a sign that you're on the path of transformation. Excuses don't produce results. No matter how convincing they sound, how justified they feel, or how many people agree with them, they don't move you forward. They don't pay your bills, they don't build your body, they don't grow your business. Excuses are just lies we tell ourselves to feel better about not taking action. The truth is, everyone has a reason not to do something. Everyone is tired, everyone is busy, everyone has challenges, but the people who succeed are the ones who refuse to let those reasons stop them. They find a way, they adapt, they push through. Because they understand that results only come from action, consistent, focused, and disciplined action, not from explanations, stories, or blame. Every time you make an excuse, you delay your progress. You reinforce a mindset that says it's okay to quit, it's okay to settle, it's okay to stay the same. But deep down, you know that's not who you want to be. You don't want to live a life of what if and regret. You want to look back and know you gave it everything, that you held yourself to a higher standard, that you didn't let comfort or fear decide your future. Excuses are easy. Action is hard. That's why so many people stay stuck, because it's easier to say, I don't have time. than it is to manage your time. It's easier to say, "I'm too tired," than it is to discipline your schedule. It's easier to blame your circumstances, your past, or other people than it is to take full ownership of your life. But here's the thing, results don't care about your excuses. Life doesn't give out rewards for who had the best reason not to try. It rewards those who take responsibility, who show up even when it's inconvenient, who grind even when no one is watching. If you want results, you have to stop negotiating with yourself. You have to stop giving yourself an out. The world is full of people who talk about what they could have done, should have done, would have done. But talk means nothing without action. You don't get in shape by talking about the gym. You don't build wealth by thinking about success. You get there by showing up over and over again, without excuses, without hesitation, without waiting for perfect conditions. And that's the mindset you need to adopt. If it matters to you, you'll find a way. If it doesn't, you'll find an excuse. It's that simple. So the next time you feel yourself reaching for an excuse, catch it. Replace it with action. Prove to yourself that you're stronger than your circumstances, that your goals are more important than your comfort. Because in the end, results speak, excuses don't.